Today, we are cooking something that I am so excited for. Iberico pork. What's going on? It is Nick and Chef Jay here. I gotta tell you guys, Chef Jay got out of the car looking like Cam Newton today, just all dressed up with the sunglasses. I think this YouTube thing might be going to his head just a little bit. Iberico pork comes from Spain. It's a brand new addition to the meatery, and it's been selling like crazy. They call it the Wagyu of pork. I'm sure you've seen the ads for it online. It's got a heap of intramuscular marbling. The flavor is just absolutely amazing. You don't have to cook it all the way well done like grocery store pork. There are just a heap of benefits to choosing a slightly higher level quality protein, and I cannot wait to see what this guy is gonna do with it.
We are gonna take this pork wrap and we're gonna smoke it, get a lot of smoke flavor in there. We're gonna smoke it to about high, mid, rare, low, medium.
What are we looking to finish at?
140.
Okay, so we're gonna probably smoke to like 130,
130,
and then hard
135.
sear.
Let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Let everything settle.
Yep.
And then we're gonna hit it on that very, very high heat, and it's gonna be good.
We're gonna use the Napoleon for that one?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And we're gonna render out some of this bacon.
This is Korabuta bacon, might I add.
And make a lovely roux. Add a little bit of milk and some of the best cheeses we could find, and make a lovely mac and cheese to make a perfect side.
Yeah, so it looks like the Spanglish Asadero won. The fiery citrus habanero, we're gonna go for it. We both tested it. It was fiery.
It's got a lot of heat.
So
I think it'll complement all the fat and the richness from this very, very well. So we'll see.
we'll take a shot of this Salento organic tequila right now. All right, chef, cheers to another cook. I'm excited to see what you do with this stuff.
Cheers.
Whew.
So good.
That was good.
We've taken our rib rack out of the package, rinsed it up, got it all nice and clean, took all the impurities off. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of trim it up just a little bit. Most people say you have to remove the membrane, but I'm just gonna score it. That way, whenever we put the seasoning, it'll penetrate. And then when we sear it on our Napoleon, it'll crisp up real nice. Okay. Okay, so first we're gonna evenly salt. Very, very liberal with the salt, everywhere. Now this, we scored the back, and put the salt in there, kind of massage that in there. Add a little bit more to the bottom of our loin. Now I know you're probably saying there's a lot of salt on that board. Shh, you thought. Now we're gonna hit it with our seasoning. Gonna do our other side now. Make sure we rub all that in there. Cool.
This looks amazing. I walk away for a couple minutes and this master has this thing completely ready. Chef, I do have one question for you though. Did you use a binder?
No binder.
You didn't need it.
Nope. There's enough fat going throughout that just the heat of my hands on it caused it to render just a little bit, so it made its own like self binder, we'll call it. We're gonna smoke it 350 degrees for 30 minutes.
We're about to put this thing on the smoker, but first we are going to use our ThermoWorks thermometer. Probe, fattest part of the meat, right?
Thickest part, right?
Thickest part. So right in the dead center. I'm gonna try to capture this for you guys on the outside. All right, so that's running dead center right now. The probe I have set for 130. So basically we're leading the receiver a little bit. 130 is when we're gonna pull it off. We're gonna rest it and then we're gonna sear it looking for that like 140, right? Okay. Cool.
Nice medium straight through.
All right, let's go get this thing on the smoker.
Bye.
Chef Jay.
So I'm cutting up the Korabuta. We're gonna use that in our cast iron pan, render out the fat to make a roux for our homemade mac and cheese. We are gonna take this lovely carabuda, right? That's
Carabuda.
it. Carabuda. Yeah. Bacon that I cut up. Make a even layer across the bottom, so as the heat warms up, we can render out this fat nicely.
So talk to me about, you specifically asked me to put this in a cold pan and turn the pan on. Why?
Because I'm big on natural flavors. I like all the flavor all the time. So if we put this in a cold pan and turn our heat on a medium high, as the pan heats up, all this extra fat that you see right here, this will all render out to what some people call grease. I call it flavor. Then we'll use that and we'll make us a roux, and that'll just take our mac and cheese to the next level. We'll let that hang out for a couple minutes and we'll be back and you'll see it swimming in its own fat.
I'm going to grate about 24 ounces of cheese, 3 nice blocks. Havarti, we've got Gruyere, and we have a aged sharp cheddar.
And that bacon smells so good.
Right?
Okay, so as you can see in here, we have quite a bit of fat. So we're gonna remove the bacon, put it on some paper towel to let it drain. And then we're gonna start our roux. So a roux is essentially fat and flour whisked together to make a nice binder, if you will. So we have the rendered bacon fat. We're gonna add a little bit of butter. We want about 3 tablespoons each. We're gonna whisk that butter around. The reason we're using a whisk is we wanna pull up all of those burnt bits at the bottom of the pan. That's all flavored. You can see already the butter's turning into a nice, lovely brown butter. Now we're gonna start whisking in our flour. So for our roux, if we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of butter, we're also gonna do 3 tables of flour. You wanna keep everything even. Start whisking a little bit at a time. Making sure you don't burn your flour, so you want to scrape all surface areas. You see that nice brown color on there? It's all flavor. 3 cups of milk. And then here comes Nick with the cheese.
We ready?
Yeah, let's slowly start pouring that in there.
All right.
So essentially, as he's adding the cheese in, I'm just gonna keep whisking so we can make sure everything stays incorporated together. We don't want anything to split.
Chef, I ignored orders, and instead of penne, I got the cavatappi.
Al dente, so we'd say about, what do you say, chef, 8 to 10 minutes?
I think 7, 8 minutes, we're gonna be good.
As of right now, the only thing we have going in this pot is Carabuda. Carabuda bacon and 3 cheese blend. No extra seasoning at all.
I mean, look, I've been saying this with the steak forever. It's not supposed to need seasoning if you're paying that much money for a steak, right? So
That's correct.
same should be with the bacon, especially with the pork.
Look at this.
You know, any of it. Pork is 4 degrees away from being done. This thing, I love this thing. Rosewood, they are the best when it comes to these butcher blocks. Funny story, when I got this thing, I thought it would be about like maybe this big, and it showed up and it's humongous and it's like super heavy and super sturdy, but I love it. All right, ThermoWorks let us know. We've hit 130 internal. Woo! That looks good. Have you ever seen the TikTok guy, the Italian guy? He's like, got the mac and cheese spinning, or the pasta. He says, the sound of love.
That's 100% what this is right here.
That's what's up.
I could eat this by itself.
We got that Napoleon sear station, 1800 degrees. We're gonna get a little bit of color on this thing, brown it up, give it a crust, and it's ready to rock. It's been resting for what, about 5 minutes now? Let's go. I'm gonna put it meat side down to get this party started. Okay, it's on the center of the plate. What you planning on?
I don't know. I'm kind of just, you know, I'm gonna let the plate let me know what it wants to do.
Okay. I'm gonna spice it up just a little bit. We've got these flat iron pepper co, smoke shell, chipotle, smoked ghost pepper, and Carolina Reaper.
Now we're gonna add some of our little bacon bits.
So we have mac and cheese, bacon bits, and Iberico pork. As you can see, we are a low-fat cooking channel.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Money.
Yeah. Can you hold one of them up for the camera so they can see what they're feasting on? Wow. That's perfect. It's like medium.
See the smoke ring around the outside too? Wow. I can't wait to dive into this. No gravy needed, bro. And this, gentleman, is 15 minutes on how to get a wife.
All right, I'm digging into this mac and cheese first. With the pepper.
The bacon, all that.
Oh yeah, pepper hits right away. So good.
Wow.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
You know what I really like too is that we pulled that pasta out a little bit early. It's still firm. Still got that al dente, like a little bit of a bite to it, but
Coated in the cheese real nice.
most important part, the heck with the mac and cheese. Let's go with this
Cheers.
Iberico 4-rib rack. Oh my God.
Wow. The spice hits you out the gate, and then you have all the juice that comes through and just washes the spice away, but like coats your mouth.
No, this thing's perfect. I mean, the smoke is there, the sear, it was fast. It was enough to give it a good crust.
We both took a bite of the loin. Let's go up here where the rib section is.
Absolutely.
Whoa. Whoa. The amount of like flavor in that little bite. That's insane.
That seasoning is really good too. I mean, it's like not overpowering it at all.
This is the recipe, folks.
Yeah, this is the one.
If you want some elevated pork ribs, 30, we'll call it 45 minutes start to finish with the mac and cheese, and this is the one. Wow.
Nick's happy. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.